I am so excited to welcome you to this evening's CBF Gathering. I am Taisha Siebold, and I serve as the Global Missions Personnel and Training Manager. As we take time to celebrate and honor women during Women's History Month here in the United States and International Women's Day around the world, I am so proud of CBF and am blessed to be a part of such an organization, a network, a fellowship that recognizes and affirms women, not just in ministry, but in all that God has called us to do. On this program, you'll be introduced to a myriad of women across this wonderful fellowship. Not only are we highlighting women active in their communities and in their churches, you will also hear a challenge from each participant, a challenge I hope you will receive and accept. We will first hear from Lisa Rust, a member of First Baptist Church, Lumberton, North Carolina, where she currently serves as chair of deacons. A former moderator of CBF North Carolina, Lisa and her husband are franchisees with McDonald's and owns and operates 11 restaurants in rural communities. They see their business as a calling and enjoy creating opportunities for ministry within their organization and in the communities in which they do business. Next, Mariana Gardner, an active member of Boulevard Baptist Church in Anderson, South Carolina, will share her story. Originally from Rosario, Argentina, Mariana moved to the United States when she was 20 years old and then became an American citizen years later. She is an interior decorator and owns her own business called Interior Cues. Our music this evening is a performance of Just As I Am, arranged by Craig Courtney and performed by Lori Diffie of Wilshire Baptist Church in Dallas, Texas. You will also have the pleasure of hearing from Chiquita Fountain, who serves as the director of Delta Hands for Hope in Shore, Mississippi, one of our Together for Hope sites. She is a native of the Mississippi Delta and has worked in family and community engagement, organizing and being an advocate for quality public education in Mississippi. I know that you will enjoy hearing from these amazing women, and I pray that you take a moment this day, this week, this month, and this year to celebrate and honor the women in your life and across our fellowship.
I'm delighted to be a part of the program for International Women's Day and tell you a bit about how my faith influences my business and community involvement. My name is Lisa Rust, and I'm a layperson from First Baptist Church, Lumberton, North Carolina. My husband and I own and operate McDonald's restaurants, and I'm also a student at Campbell Divinity School in the Master of Arts in Faith and Leadership Formation program. I'm grateful, first of all, to be a part of a local church, a state fellowship, and a global fellowship that affirms the gifts of women and welcomes my participation on many different levels. Through that engagement, I've been able to make sense of how my faith overflows into every aspect of my life, including my vocation. CBF and CBF of North Carolina have not only taught me how to be church beyond the walls of my church, but have also trusted me with experiences of leadership and discernment. They've also helped me identify my passion for people. My church involvement and fellowship involvement have greatly influenced the way I approach life, especially life under the Golden Arches. Whether you are a fan of McDonald's or not, the Golden Arches provide lots of opportunities for ministry. Kenneth and I are called every day to find creative ways to minister both to our customers and our staff. Whether we are a first job for a 16-year-old, a stepping stone for a next job, or a career for someone, as business people, we are called to use our resources and influence to show them the light of Christ. That calling was made crystal clear to me a few years ago with the help of a little girl named Hannah. At the time, Hannah was a 4-year-old with a rare form of cancer. In her short life, she had already endured more physically than most do in a lifetime. Sadly, Hannah passed away last year at the age of 10. When I first met Hannah, she had spent a good deal of time at a Ronald McDonald House while in treatment, and she wanted nothing more than to meet Ronald McDonald in person. See, she had only seen a statue of him at the Ronald House. She knew what he looked like, but she wanted to see him in real life. And so I was asked if I could introduce her to my personal friend, Ronald. We don't have time to go into all of the details, but arrangements were made, and we surprised Hannah with a visit and playtime with the real Ronald McDonald. As he introduced himself, Hannah responded, "Oh, Ronald, you don't have to tell me who you are. I know who you are because I know your friends." Wow. Hannah knew Ronald because she knew his friends, the loving and kind people who work and volunteer at the Ronald McDonald House. It made me wonder, could the same be said about me? Do people know Jesus and who he is because they know me and I'm a friend of Jesus? What a great lesson for all of us, but especially for us laypersons. We have opportunities that ministers just cannot have within the scope of our work. Kenneth and I try to make sure that what we do in business reflects the love of Jesus. We make decisions that aren't necessarily based upon what is best for us financially, but what is best for the people who choose to work for us. Working in quick service is not easy, and often these folks are invisible to the public because they wear a uniform. Our goal is to affirm the dignity of all of our staff and to help them live their best lives. We make it a priority to offer benefits not always found within our industry, such as starting wages that are well above minimum wage and the highest in our marketplace, and offering the same benefits that we ourselves have, such as health insurance and a 401k profit sharing plan. We are hoping to influence other employers in the area to do the same. Another way to be a friend of Jesus in our business, in my opinion, is providing a chaplain for our staff, which we've done for the past 12 years. 2 years ago, we were able to expand this position to a full-time position. This person, now serving as a coach and chaplain, not only helps team members achieve educational and career goals, but is available for counseling. We lost 3 team members last year to tragic circumstances, and he was able to minister not only to their families, but to the restaurant staff and customers. Our chaplain is able to say things and offer things that we as employers cannot. We're grateful that God has provided the resources to offer this ministry. We're also thankful for partnerships with faith groups like CBF, who helped our church and our business provide help when our area was completely devastated by 2 hurricanes and resulting flooding a few years ago. We personally had 87 employees who were displaced or completely lost their homes. You provided resources to help them and others in our community, as well as a shower trailer for volunteers who were housed at our church. There are so many ways that those of us in the business community can show that we are friends of Jesus by using our influence and partnering with churches and other faith groups. Hannah recognized Ronald because of his friends. Kenneth and I hope that as we continue to make decisions for our business, God will continue to provide opportunities for others to know him because they know us. And I pray that the same can be said of all of those of us who are laypersons within the CBF family.
Hola, mi nombre es Mariana Gardner y vivo en Anderson, Carolina del Sur. Hello, my name is Mariana Gardner and I live in Anderson, South Carolina. I was born in Argentina and moved to the United States at the age of 20 with my mother and my 2 younger brothers. We were looking for a bit of a change when our family was going through a rough time following the divorce of my parents. This was not an easy decision. I had just finished my 3 years of pre med, and was looking forward to going to medical school. Being a doctor was my dream. Arriving in South Florida, we were received by some close relatives. They helped us get settled into what we thought was going to be our new life. But 3 months later, my brothers never adjusted to this new world. They missed their friends, they missed school, they missed everything they left behind. So my mother decided to go back home. By this time, I had enrolled in ESL classes and was starting to find my way around with the help of my cousins who were very close to my age. I have found a sense of self confidence and independence. And with the encouragement of my family, I decided to stay behind and give us a chance. This wasn't easy. Waiting for my green card to arrive, that was a period of time I was not able to travel, and the process and all took almost 5 years that I could not see my family. But in the meantime, I was able to establish myself and find ways to make this my home. Eventually, I met Michael, who's from South Carolina, from Charleston. We got married, and we now have two beautiful daughters, Camila, who is 17, and Malena, 14. After Camila was born, we decided to move closer to family. And so we relocated to Anderson. Starting over was something I was used to, but this time the cultural change felt more severe. Until our oldest daughter, Camila, started preschool, that's when we found a church community we could be part of. I joined an ESL program offered at Boulevard Baptist Church, not because I needed to learn English. By then, I spoke it pretty well. But this was a group formed by people with very familiar journeys as mine. People from different countries looking to fit into the community, many of whom are still close friends of ours, even 16 years later. The leaders of these ESL classes were these incredible women, warm and caring and welcoming, and who also became my friends. One in particular, my dear friend Ruth Hodges, who was this open minded, curious about the world and different cultures, who embraced us, embraced my family as her own. She was at the girls' school for every grandparents' day. She was at every birthday party and dance recital. She was there for us, and she was the reason we joined the Boulevard family. Our church has been a very important part of our experience in Anderson, as much as our individual spiritual journey. Serving our community by doing things like providing meals to South Main Mercy Center, um, uh, participating in Vacation Bible School or Missions Day Camp, which are open to all children, as well as being an active member of our church by being part of committees or even being a deacon. We have made some deep connections and amazing friendships, which we will cherish forever. Boulevard has also given us the opportunity to share our culture through community outreach events like international dinners and International Women's Day, and so many others within Anderson and beyond. I say our culture because my girls and my husband feel as Argentinian as I do, which is something I am very proud of. So today, I still find ways to help our community um, be more open to embracing other cultures, whether through working with people, addressing their interior design needs, or volunteering at our local Meals on Wheels. I never miss a chance to talk about my beautiful homeland. Am, Muchas felicidades a todas las mujeres del mundo. Gracias y paz.
Just as I am without one plea, but that thy blood was shed for me, and that thou bidst me come to thee, O Lamb of God, I come. I come, just as I am, and waiting not to rid my soul of one dark blot, to thee whose blood can cleanse each spot, O Lamb of God, I come. I come. Just as I am, though tossed about with many a conflict, many a doubt, fightings and fears without, O Lamb of God, I come. I come. Just as I am, thou wilt receive, wilt welcome, pardon, cleanse, relieve, because thy promise I believe, O Lamb of God, I come. I
Hello, my name is Chiquita Fountain, and I am the executive director for Delta Hands for Hope in Shaw, Mississippi. I've actually had a connection with the community of Shaw many years before I became the director for Delta Hands for Hope. I've worked in that community by way of AmeriCorps when I was a field associate, and I also developed a relationship in the community when I was a community organizer for the National Office of Parents of Public Schools. So I really got a chance to meet a lot of individuals in the community, develop relationships with them, and understand what they were facing in their schools and in their school district. I also got a chance to develop a relationship with Lane when she was still serving as a director. Um, I got a chance to become familiar with the organization, their mission, meet some of their board members, and some of their youth, and find out what they were doing. So when this opportunity presented itself for me to become a part of this family, I jumped on it, and I'm very appreciative to be here. For the past year, Delta Hands for Hope has been functioning as an emergency food pantry for the community of Shaw and for the southern end of Bolivar County, which is where Shaw is located. Since last year, we have been providing food boxes that contain everything from meat products to dairy, fresh produce, and non-perishables. We have been so fortunate to be supported by our citizens in Shaw, those that are currently living there and those that have moved away. We have been so blessed to receive support from our regular and consistent donors and community partners. And we've also developed great relationships that have yielded us great returns to allow us to be able to continue to feed our students and continue our efforts by way of our weekend bag initiative, which we've had in place since September of last year. We are now currently feeding close to 120 children every Friday, and their families are elated and just so honored and privileged and blessed to receive that support. And we hear that all the time, and we're just honored and blessed ourselves to be used by God to be doing what we're doing. So we're just so thankful, and we're appreciative to the CBF family and to Together for Hope for supporting us in those efforts. My passion as it relates to what I'm doing now with Delta Hands for Hope and what I've been doing for the past 15 years is directly related to my love for the Mississippi Delta and my love for community. AmeriCorps actually gave me my start. It helped me to find my passion. It helped me to understand what giving back truly meant. And as a result of that, it has taken me down so many different paths. And where I am currently, it's almost as if it has been predestined for me to be here. I've made a transition from supporting adults and parents to focusing on youth. But if you really look at the larger picture, you can't support youth if you're not supporting the entire family. So by way of this job, it has allowed me to not only reach the youth of the community of Shaw, but connect with the families of the community of Shaw. And that yields blessings and return that I could have never even asked for. So I'm just grateful. And I don't look at that this is something that I'm doing on my own, because there's no way possible that I could do what I'm doing without the team that I have. And that means the young people that come and volunteer with us. That means the older individuals that come and volunteer with us. That means my board members and everyone that is connected to Delta Hands for Hope, to the town of Shaw, Together for Hope, CBF. Everyone makes this possible. So in no way do I take credit for anything for what we're doing. I'm just blessed to be an instrument of God to be able to do that. And the challenge that I would like to leave with the Cooperative Baptist Fellowship family is I would challenge each of you to use the abilities that God has given you to impact the communities that you live in. Or if there are individuals or families or an agency that you see needs the help, please don't hesitate to reach out. God has blessed all of us with the ability to connect on some type of way. And I believe that we should be doing more. And I'm just grateful that Delta Hands for Hope has the opportunity to do so. And I would never ask anyone to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself. So I challenge the CBF family to identify something in your community that needs your attention, be it a food bank, be it a tutorial program, be it a daycare,
Even if it's working with a local nursing home or a mental health facility, God can put your gifts to use in so many different ways. And I challenge you to step outside of the box and let Him do that.